Okay, now let's have a look at the toolbox. The toolbox is on the right side of your screen. And it has camera mode, measurement mode, transform mode, and reset or cleaning everything. By the way, if you cannot see the toolbox, just go to view and make sure it's checked so we can enable or disable it. So by default, you're on the camera mode. This mode is enabled. That's why you can click and move the camera. By clicking any point on the point cloud, that point will be centered on the screen. So for instance, here, I reduce the cloud opacity and I click on the 4 and see 4 will be on the center, or 3. This point will be on the center of the screen. If I hold the right click on the mouse and I move my mouse up or down, I can basically fly through my point cloud. Or I can use the middle button to just zoom in or zoom out. And with the right click, holding right click, I can zoom in and zoom out, or basically center it by double clicking any point on it. Okay. The next mode is transform mode. So here, if you notice, our point cloud is not perfectly aligned with this straight line and the grid, and we want to make it straight. So I go to transform mode, and if I hold Control button on my keyboard and click on a point, I've moved my mouse, I can move the point cloud itself actually. I get back to camera mode, and as you can see, now it's perfectly straight with this line. I go to transform mode again, and I hold down the middle button on my mouse, and I can basically move it up or down or right or left. I can also hold Control and rotate it here, but there's no need because it's already straight. But maybe from this side it's a little bit tilted, so I go to transform mode again, hold the Control key on the mouse, on the keyboard, sorry, and with the mouse I rotate it. And I go to camera mode, I reset the opacity, and I get my point cloud back again. Okay. So here, if you click on the help, you can see the shortcuts and different color maps that we have. I click on the F1, I close it. I go to view, color map, and I select Inferno. And as you can see, I get the Inferno color map on my point cloud. So now let's go to 3D measurement mode. So basically, when you want to measure the length of something, you can use the 3D measurement mode. I click here. I click on a 1 point on the point cloud, and then I hold the mouse and I continue until I reach end of my object, and then I click, and as you can see, it's 8,400 centimeter because my unit of measurement was centimeter. I can switch to meter, inch, foot, or meter. I do it again, the meter. And as you can see, it's 83.85. So with this, you can measure the length of the point cloud that you have, or you can go laterally. You don't have to go to, but you can do it also laterally. Okay, as I said, you can change the unit of measurement here, and all of them will be automatically updated. If I switch to centimeter or inch, you can see here will be immediately updated. Okay, the next is 2D measurement mode, or measurement on the video. So please let me to change the color mode back to rainbow, and I decrease the cloud opacity so I can see inside of my object better. I click on the RGB, so now RGB is enabled, and my camera is here. Okay, if I click on this button, the 3D point cloud will be projected on the RGB point cloud, RGB scene. I increase the point size. And here, as you can see, the points that are closer to the camera, they're hotter, they have a higher temperature, so they are closer. And the points away, they have a colder color. Okay, here if I click on the 3D map, you have time range. So basically, we only display point cloud from 4 seconds around the current position. So 2 seconds behind and 2 seconds after. You can basically increase it and get more point, or decrease it to have less point. I get back to 4. You can also change the camera size. If you change the camera size, the point that are not falling in the camera frustum will be removed from the scene. So I reduce the camera size, and as you can see, I only see this point that are falling to the camera frustum. So by this way, you can temporarily and spatially filter your cloud. Okay, now that I'm happy with, I can also continue flying and see my point cloud. So now that I'm happy with my filter, I can click on a point. On the 2D from here to here to see the measurement. If you notice, simultaneously when I'm drawing a point, I can see the corresponding point in 3D. So basically, to have a perception of depth, we use color node so the user can realize where am I clicking? Am I clicking the point that is closer or further away? And at the same time, we draw it in the 3D. Let me just make it a little bit pale. So at the same time, we can see if we're correctly connecting the points. So I go from here to here, and you can see it's laterally it's correct. Or I can do from one here to here. And after you did your measurement, you can click on the reset, and everything will be cleaned. You can basically add the measurement in your POIs. So in this POI, I take one node here for the soda can. I write the node. And I click on the measurement mode. I can see my point cloud, and I can see the 3D. You can see the bar in the 3D. I measure it, and I save it. Later on, this measurement will be popped up in your PDF report that I'll explain in the following chapters. And once you're done, again, you click on the clean everything, and then you get your point cloud back. So now you understood what is how to use a time range and how to use a 2D, 3D measurement on your point cloud.